thinking about. I've been jumping at the bits to ask you. So in your book, one of the things I get, and you say it, I think, very clearly, I think, is that if you're going to go dating, okay,
Yes.
we've established all that. If you're going to go dating, one of the things is that before you can even have a successful dating relationship, there are 6 things that people have to really take care of, and that's not physical, it's more emotional things. And we'll just go through them. Broken free from destructive relationship patterns, build your self-esteem, overcome negative beliefs, got clear about the type of person. So we've already done the type of person you want in a relationship, build confidence in what you have to offer. And that's an interesting one. And you say learned to handle the ups and downs of dating. Well, let's look at the build confidence in what you have to offer.
Yeah.
Do people really think about what they have to offer in a relationship?
No, they don't.
But why is that?
It's because people, typically, if you haven't been in a relationship for a long time, which is what people I usually coach, or you've been in a lot of unsuccessful relationships, your self-esteem is affected. So you think because you've been unsuccessful or because you haven't managed to attract people, there's that equation of I'm obviously not good enough. I've obviously got nothing to offer. So I do this with all of my clients. I draw out. It's like writing someone's CV. You know, when you write someone's CV and they find it very hard to articulate what they've done well in their job, and you help them to draw that out. And that's what I do with my clients who are looking for a relationship. I'll actually get to know them and understand the qualities they have, the unique things they have, that they may not be what they think of as a typical package, but actually it's them uniquely. And even physically, I will take, and a lot of women really struggle with physical appearance. You probably, it's a real barrier to them actually getting the relationship they want, because it's just criminal the way I think that society has become so focused on
How you look.
And all the propaganda, all the magazines which are, subliminally telling people that they don't look good enough. So that really affects people in relationships. So one of the things I get people to do is I really get them, I call it their physical assets. So you might not have a typical, what you think is the best figure, but you've got something that really makes you stand out. So it could be a smile, it could be that you've got beautiful hands, it could be that you've got a beautiful voice, it could be your height. So I get people to really focus on their strengths. And then I also get people to think about, and that's more superficial, the looks, but I also get people to think about the qualities that they have that will actually create a fulfilling relationship. So, for example, they could be, they could have great empathy. They could be very dynamic, so they'll drive the relationship forward. They could be very loving, which is manifested in the way that they look after their friends and family. And all of these things are great things that you bring to a relationship.
I guess people would find it difficult to talk about this, because would you say we're a society that likes to talk about those sorts of things? I guess people find it difficult to sell themselves.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I'd say...
So, looking for love as well is
Yes.
kind of like, why do I have to do this for a relationship?
Yes, yeah, that's right. But actually, this is another one of my soapboxes.
Go on, then.
Is I would actually like, and I think this will happen, I would actually like to see in school curriculums education about relationships, because we educate ourselves and better ourselves in terms of health and fitness, in terms of career, in terms of the money we earn. But there isn't this focus on actually bettering ourselves in terms of relationships and learning. And, there are skills you can learn to actually have a good relationship.
Yes.
So it's taken for granted that, you don't have to care about your relationship. Actually, you're talking, we talked about Michelle and Barack Obama.
Yeah.
if you think about it, where would they be without their relationship? Where do you think they would be?
Two people we probably wouldn't even have heard of.
Yeah. And just the fact that I think that relationship is the bedrock of their success.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, I don't think there's enough investment in actually learning about how to be successful at relationships.
That's really interesting, because I guess you don't focus on it. People who are in relationships and who are successful at having relationships, marriage, or whatever, don't really see that. For people who are not,
Yes, that's right.
you know, they need the help to understand or to learn how to get, or how to be in successful or better relationships.
That's right. And I mean, it's quite. There's another thing I talk about in my book. It's the thing about intimate relationships is subconsciously it's about modelling. So if you have been brought up by parents who had a good relationship, you will model that relationship, and you're more likely to have a good relationship yourself. You're very lucky. That is the exception.
Yeah.
If you've been brought up by parents whose relationship was not fulfilled, not harmonious, they could have been married for 60 years, but actually the dynamics of that relationship aren't a great one to
Lots
model.
of friction.
Exactly, arguments, unfulfilled, you know, people being unfulfilled in the relationship. You are much more likely to model that relationship. And until you realise that you've done that, it's going to be hard for you to break that and actually create.
Could that be why some people have patterns in types of
absolutely.
relationships that they create?
Yeah, absolutely.
Form.
Yeah.